Good afternoon, folks. It's April Fool's Day, 1st of April, 2023. Look at this big blast here, centered around the super darn here at Tiger. Even the stripes pointing right at the Tiger, right here. Get an antenna signature in the sky. Blasted, absolutely blasted out here. What effect that's going to have as of yet, I'm not sure. That's a different type than I'm used to seeing. Yeah, so I'll be watching that. That's a big blast. It's not going to be good for the Earth. See, it all the way affects it down to here. Look how far south it goes, and it's just beginning. So that event is ongoing, and this storm's been hit on two sides. He's going to stall. As of last night, I showed this here, over about here, and then it came in with a beam, right? It made a guiding path to go off coast, and it's hit it with another one here. This is actually sweeping in a curve from east to west, which will cause a flow into that'll hold it off. But its spinning edge is going to bump a lot of moisture in, like a spinning wheel. It'll hit into it and whammo right in here. So you guys are in for a time. You've had a lot of storms today, and still being affected here. I'll run you the whole loop here so you can have a quick look. See how square that is? It's not natural formations. It's all being guided by electromagnetic frequencies, heated out walls. It is a big beam. Right, so this here is stalling. It's going to keep spitting this moisture in. It's going to act like a gear, just throwing that stuff in and down from Indonesia. That's going to be working its way through these various islands here. And they can be directed pretty easily. Bzz, getting fried. But first I want to show this storm here. This is some absolute treacherous conditions that have just gone over Mackay. If I put it down on a 6-hour low, see how quickly I can get that to load. Quick check if we're running. Yes. Heavy lightning out to sea. Yeah, you had some big cells come over the top of you. Slow down. There we go. See that over Serena? Did you guys see hail out there tonight? I was looking for stats. I didn't see anything, but you didn't get hail out of that storm. I would be shocked. And this one here going over Rockhampton, it was no better. Yeah, but I'll put on what you got and you're affected with now. And even now, Mackay, you've got some heavy cells still to contend with this evening. So don't get hung out to dry in this break here. Or do get hung out to dry, so to speak. But be careful. Be vigilant because the chem bombers are flying. Absolutely active today. See all these plumes that have been worked up? And that's Mackay right there. I'm going to turn some of that off. Get rid of them of the nitty and the gritty. Well, if we got rid of the nitty gritty, they wouldn't be spraying us, right? That's the biggest nitty and gritty of them all. Look at that pulsation. The vag off the coast there. Ooh, that needs washing. Oh, would you look at the go? All right, backed it up. Bomb. Bomb, ba bomb, 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 bomb. Boom! Absolutely horrendous. And boom! More. Itchy, gitchy, ya. And then this is horrendous. Look how square that is on that edge. It's just a stripe being held alive by these chemtrails and the nucleation of their condensates and their chemical catalytic behaviors. Look at the big blast here. You got a microwave here. Bzzz, getting fried. Which one is that? Yeah, pick one. Pick a blaster. Is it this one? I'm going to have to put a few names on. But that's Mackay's got a blaster over there, and that's this one up here. That's that big square one up here. So Townville's frying. Oh yeah, Claremont's frying. They're not showing much on that one. I see the clouds. Let's see if I can catch them out on the National Lopi. The Lopi old National Radar. Brought to you compliments of the Bureau of Morons who wanted to be called the Bureau, but never ever even changed their own letterhead. That shows you they're just an object of efficiency, aren't they? See what we got going on here. Put you out of 20 composite. Yeah, a bit of fuzz. Bzzz. Well, there's an obvious radar beam coming out from over here. So let's go up. Who's doing it? You are. You're the guilty one. Guilty. Guilty, guilty McKay. Blasting a beam straight out there, which nothing's going to get past. Everything has to come straight on down a corridor into McKay. Another little boop boop going out there. That ain't cool. See what we got here. Going on over at Bowen. Hey, Bowen actually should be quiet. Oh my. Yeah, just a bit of getting fryings going on here. And you see it shooting out into that mast there. So that even can't go south. That has pinned in place here over Cairns. It can't get past this radar wall. This has been assured by this here. It's impossible. There's no gap. You see the ring over here? That's that radar ring we were picking up earlier. Yeah, this is an absolute geoengineered setup situation with heated outflows preventing natural motions of even storms themselves. So that's pinning it this way. It's going to do a slide more toward Innisfail here, so be on the lookout along this coast, as this is kind of going to have to slide like that. What kind of abominations have they done? We were doing their cans in them. Here's that big steamer off the coast. Yeah, boy, you getting fried. Look at the microwaves. Well, let's have a quick look. Let's speed that up. See if we can pick up the waveform. Yeah, the microwave pushing out that way. That's just absolutely just heated walls of energized air everywhere. This has nowhere else to go but slide this way, my friends. Oh my. Well, at least I can give you some kind of warning today. Oh, we got a field of cluster bombs going off here called catalytic cluster. Should I call it there? Abomination emanation points of clouds. Here we go here. Boom, 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 boom. Mr. Boom Skies. Mr. Boom Skies. Mr. Boom Sky, Mr. Boom Skies, please try not to fly over my house for too long. Too long I'll crave to see those skies of blue. Boom, 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 boom. Not natural. Boom, 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 boom. Chem bombs suck. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 plum, plum, plum. What in the fuck is that? Is that the clitoris? What is going on here? Lollipop. Boom, 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 boom. Chem bombs suck. Chem bombs suck. Ooh, big old puffer outside here off the figure of, that must be the X-mouth. It has a very large antenna, the X-mouth. Boy, does it put off a lot of frequencies, the X's mouth. Bum, 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 and it makes some very bitter air. And the nazified sky here, I swear I just saw a swastika going by. Operation Goose Step is the boot step, and that boot is on in your ass. Yeah, somebody call me eccentric. Come on, do a better job than that. I like that, being eccentric. Yeah, I swear. Get over it. Talking about us being killed by corporations known as countries is not something children should hear when they're being told they have freedom and pledging allegiance to flags that do things like this. And this puff of air here is going somewhere else. That's right, making the whole world smell like a great big derriere. Bunch of skyria up there, sharting up the world. Simultaneous shartonation of chem bombs. Look at this boomer across the coast here. Boom, 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 boom. Mr. Boomed Skies. Mr. Boom Skies, these chem bomb skies, please stop, don't fly over my house for too long, too long. I'm tired of breathing all your plumes. Oh my, look at this here over Byron and all that. Just streamering over the rainforest, the Gondwana rainforest. Do you care about rainforests? Do you think fracking in rainforests is a good thing, even though just because somebody grants a lease to something doesn't mean it should still continue? Well, I don't be needing to pump chemicals into the earth that never came out of it, that's for sure. My gosh, what's going wrong with this world? Well, so worried about a commodity, and you have to look up at the sky as a commodity. It's like a great big shit-stained sky needing flushing. Look at that bomb right there. That is a chem bomb. You guys get lied to by the news too often. They tell you a radar thing like this that I show you here, it's just a glitch. But yet I show you something like this, and I show you these glitches actually are making cloud formations. They're making clouds. So therefore, it's not a glitch. It's a tool of weather manipulation. Cut and dry. And just because you say something don't aim a certain way, don't mean a radar here can't blast that way. And a Tiger or Super Darn could have damn sure done this blast here. Yet I showed you off the coast of New Zealand, pointing right at it. Pointing right at it. I'm going to take you right here, the third last frame. It's pointing right at you. Blasting. Intolerable behavior. And when our oppressors are using stuff designed for defense to cause harm, and it's unacceptable. Take a big blast. So there's sea life under here that doesn't like infrasonic undulations from man-made devices exploding over the top, including that Amazon warrior ship, blasting big blasts of air down towards the ocean floor. Don't get me started about how bad the world's been sharded. Well, people talk about things that I find that are just a distraction issues. Well, you can see that they swap colors of sneakers on somebody at an event just to get you to talk about it every time one of the politicians is in trouble. They conjure up some kind of a thing on television. Look over here. We'll put our hand in your pocket again. Oops, this politician got caught doing that. Oh, look here. Have a parade. Have a stupor bowl. Have a stupor bowl of chemtrails with a Nazified sky with a freaking swastika off the coast of Australia. Where the old castle is over Newcastle with a skeleton face. This is absolutely horrendous. You don't think they don't draw dark magic symbols in your sky to do dark magic over you while you sleep? You better wake up to the devilistic society, or why don't you just watch those Emmy Awards? Or one of those other Grammy things where I see nothing but a freaking Satan worship going on. And I choose not to participate in those organized religions, especially when it's harvesting that kind of energy. As I look at what that kind of energy is doing to this world, you all gonna wake up dead one day. You'll wake up dead. Floating above yourself, say, what in the fuck? Like, maybe I should have got off my computer. Maybe I should have left the door when I woke up. Maybe I should have put my clothes on, got out of bed, and put my fucking balls in my pocket and sliggly it. While they're slinging shit after shit after shitstorm at you. Blight after blight after blight. Malaise after malaise. Caution after caution. Austerity after austerity, while I watch far from austere behavior from people telling me to calm down in my carbon usage when hundreds of them are flying in private jets and I'm around cruising in their freaking yachts, making more of a carbon footprint than I'll ever do in my entire life. They like to talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They don't own nothing. Asking you to own nothing and be happy about it. In the decade of happiness as this is supposed to be declared by the United Nations, how happy do you feel? I don't feel very happy about those thoughts. I feel happier about the thought of a detoxified planet where they're not blasting you with chem, where they're not owning your forecast, where they're not causing these storms in the night. It'll cause you to stop sleeping. Or people that have been through terrible floods, every time the children might hear a thundercloud, their D's is ist. Or they've dissed their E's. Damn, getting pissed off. Ooh. Newcastle's been owned by the men in the high castle for far too long. Another big old man-made storm over over Ulladulla over here. Some stuff coming from offshore that's been sprayed in international waters, coming in over Sydney and Wollongong. Just for you to feast upon with your open windows while you're snoring and gnashing your teeth in your sleep. You'll be crying and gnashing your teeth, all right. Be crying for freedom, gnashing your teeth on tongueless mouths. While the forked tongue is too far obvious to be seen. Far too obvious. Let's hope this loads okay. You want to see the forked tongue? Just look at this NASA logo. In this corner over here, you'll see the forked tongue of the liar. Of the lizard. Of the snake. Chem bombs are stretching all the way from right up the coast of Turkey. Look at these bombs over here across Chesapeake. You think that ain't going to be good for the earthquake situation going on over there? I think you're going to have one right about here, because look at all this bomb going. Actually, bursts and all that be more apt. Look at all these chem bombs here over Istanbul. Look at them over the Black Sea. Look at them. You show me smoke and from any fucking war fire going on over here in the Ukraine. Or you want to go there? Or should I make that a whole nother show? You show me burning cities up here in the smoke, going off in the trade winds. It's just not fucking there. You guys get people that speak with fork tongues telling you what to put on your fork on the table, and they want you to have Jiminy Cricket for dinner. You want some cockroach squeezings with that? You want a food additive that's made from lice? Is it E903 or 904? Well, I tell you they want you toxic. I tell you they want you sick. They want you in treatment centers. There are no curing wards on hospitals. And that in itself, after all these years, is criminal. It shows you there's a conspiracy to keep people being treated. Well, meanwhile, I watch Mother Earth being treated the same way, like a commodity. I'm turning my whole sky into a commodity. So I'll give you a quick roll through your next 24 hours, show you some of the accumulations, because you're going to be picking up some over here in northern Queensland and across Western Australia. Okay, man, move it, move it, move it. And New Zealand gets another little clout and smack, Western Australia gets another spit off the load. It's just going to sit there. It's just going to park. It's not coming ashore. The beams ashore. It's going to be kicking that moisture down from the tropics. Yep. We're talking Indonesian moisture. Ooh, Bollywood swinging. We're talking cappuccino. They decided that they'd eaten them beans that came out of a tiger's ass. It was a good idea. Let's roast that and have it. Have you had a cappuccino? Well, he wants you to drink that too. It makes her inside insects. You know how few cells of some parasites it takes to grow in your body? Do you like to take chances like that? And then have that Bush Tucker trial going. Was that a desensitization tactic to get us to want to eat bugs? I don't want to eat bugs. Moreton Bay bugs, I would like to have one of those, because that's kind of like a lobster without the big claws. But the big claws of the man is they chose to just steam one right on commando. Here comes the rain and clogs up the drainos. What a fucking shame. I'm just going to do you a quick roll. Headed that way, don't worry about it. Now here's the steamer for the 8th. It's going to smack Tassie. Whammo. And it's going to be very windy. And moist. Windy and moist. It'll take a long time to work that moisture all the way from the Indian Ocean to Waiwanoa. Making your weather like Manoa. Yeah, Manoa weather from Iwanoa. What a fucking shame. Kia kaha that. Smack. Whammo. 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 A sustained event is coming to New England. I mean, New Zealand. New England. I was born in New England. Right, here's your 10s. Let's see if you're going to be honest about this. But on the 11th day, you get, oh my, look at this tendril here off your coast. You got lucky they directed that the other way. But not so lucky they didn't direct that, because that's just a constant boom, boom, boom. Yeah, just park a high out here, just truck that in. If I park a low, I just keep walking it up the coast. Hey, there's all sorts of options for that river of moisture that's just parked there, but there's not much of an option up here. Boy, you better hope that's snow. You better hope that's snow. Boy, are you fucked on that next event they're saying. Expect that total to go up. Ooh, it's not good. I'm gonna hit, I have to see something. Oh man, it's not even snow. You guys have had so much rain on this here. This ought to be called a rainforest. I'm surprised it didn't turn into a great big lake or a giant waterfall down this mountain, because this is not going to be good. You're talking half a meter of water coming in 5 days after, within a 5-day period. I don't want anybody to misquote me on that. Now, as I look over here, there is some new snow going to be appearing in the mountains, so go ahead and wax your skis. Has there really been a time it hasn't been snow up there? Cabramura. Life is a cab of gaze, my son. Oops, where did that come from? And your satellite image for today of niceness is I don't want to find. But this one looks really cool. Okay, so I'll show it to you. It looks like Donald Trump's comb over. I saw this earlier. Here's his hair blowing in the wind in his nose, so he must be winding up for election again. Okay, so I could not resist that. So I'll show you the motion of the ocean on this one. See how flat it is? This is not a round cyclone. This has been squashed and held in place. It's got heated walls all around it. It ain't going nowhere. The only thing going anywhere is its water. And its water's coming to Australia. It looks like it's going to come to visit New Zealand as well. The chem bomb laid over here, held in the air, is going over there. Uh-huh. There goes your blue skies. Blame the Jews, guys. I might check that certain people be going into a church with a crush and are funding this. Know what the religion is? It's Satanism. And as a bad medicine goes on with there, they have very bad juju. Very bad juju. It is a very, very fierce storm of bad juju over here in the Twin Halls village. And not too good for you. Not too good at all. It has some very high tops. Let's see what they blowed up over here near the Carpentary area along the rock. Oh, what did I do? I didn't know it could zoom out like that. You got bombed. The cluster with the streamers. Zeta bomb. You guys got chem bomb. Gimme, demi bomb. There's another big square spitter looking like a head. A turtle. T-U-R-D. Turtle. I think they always spelled it wrong. A turd L. Hey, look at a little bird head in here. Hi. Ooh, Weepa, man. You got a nasty over the top of you. Let's see what we see. That's this over here. Boom! Look at that, chem bomb. Oh, happy birthday, Addie. Boom! Did I wake you up? That's right. Happy birthday to Addie. Well, I'll think some very wonderful thoughts of my friend Adrian. Look at the bomb. Boom, 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 plum, 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 plum. They went to the can man. Over your head. Boom, 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 boom. You go outside and your tomato was dead. Boom, 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 boom. You went inside and they was bending something over. And then they made a policy you couldn't have a rover. You better watch what's coming on the pet laws. Look at this shooting out a stream of bombs here. We're not talking Starlink going by. And then a streamering off, leaving a chemical trail. Leaving a chemical trail. Boom! And a new cluster bomb goes off. X marks the spot. The spot. With the shardy skies is for you and I. Oh. Demi, bomb, bomb, bomb. They love you so they do. Boom, 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 bomb, bomb, bomb. They love you so they do. Why, oh why? Because we let them. There is no other answer. Take responsibility. People doing this, as it has been said many times, have names and addresses. And well, as one movie says, you have not taken the proper measures to motivate Private Pile. And sometimes you have to motivate those private areas, don't you? Don't you? When they're doing that, and they're doing that, and I'm going to do this. Big love, keep it safe. We got this, know it. Big love, peace.